All right, what's good? We're gonna talk about this DDG and Halle Bailey custody battle situation. Dang, Myron's in on this. Hopefully Jason Lee gives us like a backstory. We've kind of been through this. We've read the text messages together. So if you go back to a previous video, that will be there. And catch us up on today. So let's watch this first.
As an owner of Walton Goggins goggle glasses, I know how to make slick-looking goggles.
And what are we? Anti-ads, unless they're paying.
This one, DDG and Halle Bailey. Oh my God, they're both alleged abuse. Now, again, I'm catching up on things I didn't talk about because I've been all over the place, but these are topics that I really wanted to cover. Halle Bailey and DDG, both people who are friends to the company because, Haley's been to our award show when we honored Chloe. Chloe's been on the show and DDG has been on our show, and we really like both of them. And look, I'm not going to get in the middle of their stuff personally because there's a baby involved. And anyway, they're back in the headlines and things are just getting messy. Back in October of 2024, you remember they split. And in March 2025, when we last spoke of the couple, as DDG accused Halle of gatekeeping their son, Halo, and possibly facing a custody battle. Well, in May, Halle filed a restraining order against DDG, claiming that he attacked her in January over an argument over their visitation schedule for their son. In a police report, Halle said as she secured a crying Halo into his car seat, DDG allegedly repeatedly yelled at her, "Get out of my car, bitch." And she said things turned physical with DDG.
I don't remember. Okay, he's adding some sauce to this. I don't remember. We didn't read nothing talking about get out of my car, bitch. And just take this conversation with a grain of salt.
Allegedly, I'm gonna push allegedly. Pulling her hair, slamming her face into the steering wheel, and chipping her tooth in the process. She shared this on social media.
She did claim that part.
Show you some of the receipts that she's showing, saying this was the chip and these are the bruises that were caused. Now, they continue to drive to DDG's house.
There's also, maybe he'll mention it, not sure, but there's supposed to be a thing where she cut his finger or something.
House where Halle explained to his family what happened. And she said they promised to look after Halo as she left emotionally shaken up and bruised on her arms. Now, in her restraining order against DDG, Halle asked to secure protection for both herself and her son. Meanwhile, DDG, his family, and his friends insist that he's innocent, and it was Halle who used to put hands on him, resulting in him breaking up with her over abuse. Now, I was looking at all this go down, and I was thinking, what could be driving all this? And my opinion is,
I don't care about Jason's opinion. There's things missing that we did talk about on my stream. Was that those text messages of her acting crazy, wanting him back, jealous of other girls, saying he fucked I think a girl named Lala in Miami or something like that. She responds, what am I missing? There's something else. DDG said that in the text messages, Halle was talking about hurting herself and hurting him and all types of stuff like that. So that's kind of the backstory. I wish Jason didn't add so much of his own opinion in there. But at the moment, with all that stuff, before we watch another video, and hopefully it's a good video, somebody called me. There's like custody battles right now with the kids. So for some reason, Halle Bailey's out in Italy, and the judge have been trying to figure out. DDG's been trying to get a judge to basically say that DDG should be allowed to see his son in Italy. And Halle's like, well, you shouldn't be able to see your son, and you shouldn't be able to put him on stream neither. So let's see what happens with this. I think DDG ended up winning that one. I'm gonna tell you something right now. If DDG, if you're watching, you wanted to be famous. A lot of us want to be famous, but this is what you ask for. You get all the praise. People like your music. I don't really care for it. I think the kids like it, but I think they more so like him and not his music. I did see his festival performance, and it was lit, like as far as crowd reaction. But this is kind of what you ask for when you put your personal business out.
On my other channel, 8 June 26, 2025, Los Angeles Court, the Judge Honorable Birdsong, fresh out of the courtroom for the continuation of the DDG versus Halle Bailey custody case over visitation rights with their son Halo. Here's what went down. The hearing picked up right where it left off. DDG is scheduled to visit Halo in Italy July 1st through July 3rd, so next week. So previously, this is different though from, we'll talk about it after the fact. Judge Birdsong immediately asked DDG's legal team if they secured a court-approved supervisor for the international visit. DDG's lawyer said that they reached out to multiple supervision services.
Basically, the judge said there needs to be a person who's able to take care of the child in mutual interest of Halle Bailey and DDG.
That doesn't sound good, but only found a therapist willing to supervise. Halle's lawyer countered and said that he contacted local authorities in Italy who offer detectives and private security for these type of situations. DDG's team requested why a chaperone was needed. The judge referenced the protective filings made by Halle's team. You've had a restraining order against you since May. Make it make sense. Halle's side offered her nanny and personal security to serve as chaperones. DDG's team requested that if the nanny participates, she can't testify in future court hearings. Oh my gosh. Wow. What does the nanny know? The nanny must have some tea. The judge agreed that the nanny and chaperone in security could chaperone.
It doesn't, if I'm believing her reports, it doesn't seem like they're saying they want the nanny to, Halle Bailey wants the nanny to look over the child because they know something. Not to say they do or don't, but maybe DDG's saying just in case something happens in the future, the nanny can't testify. I don't know.
Halle's lawyer expressed concern, stating that the nanny is afraid to be alone with DDG, reinforcing the need for security. The judge approved both the nanny and security to be present during the visit.
So one from one side and one from the other side.
The court ruled that Halle Bailey will cover travel and time costs for her nanny and security team for this visitation trip. Has DDG paid for anything? Is it
Maybe it's Halle Bailey's security team. I thought they were saying it was DDG, but man, we chose a bad video, bro. Because this girl's super one-sided.
Change to this child. Halle's just been covering all of it, man. And it says, regarding the visitation hours, Halle's team proposed 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. and DDG's lawyer requested 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. instead. The judge approved 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily, no overnights due to the chaperone limitations and existing protection orders, because the existing protection orders, DDG hasn't been allowed since May to have any overnight visits. Both parties agreed to share hotel location info. Oh, this is about to be a mess. DDG is required to stay within reasonable distance of Halle's lodging in Italy. Regarding social media, Halle's lawyer requested no photos or videos of Halo to be posted by DDG.
I don't want to hear this girl no more. DDG's now been granted playing Indian music, bro. DDG has now been granted approval to visit his son Halo in Italy on July 1st through 3rd under these conditions. Visitation hours 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. We already went over that. Supervised by Halle's nanny and security. Halle's lawyer raised concern that the nanny felt unsafe. We already went through that. No overnights for DDG allowed. DDG can't take Halo more than 3 miles from the hotel. So basically, you can only get some food. Must stay near Halle's hotel in Italy. No social media posts of Halo by DDG. I never agreed with babies being on social media anyway. I don't like when people put their kid on stream. I think that's dumb as fuck. Let's see. Halle Bailey puts on a good front or something, man. If she's some different type of girl behind closed doors, she's doing a good job. That's all we got right now, man. She did drop a music video. That's all we got, man. So we'll keep updated on that, man. Once again, Dee Brown LTD, hit me up, check me out, all that good stuff.